Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Sales. It does look like sales is the priority at Arsenal, but the question is, if it's such a priority, where are the sales? Where are the outgoings? We've been seeing now reports. Slowly, we're seeing more reports in terms of Arsenal. This week, we have been told by David Ornstein that Stuttgart are interested in Fábio Vieira. We're also hearing at the same time Trossard is gaining a lot of interest by foreign clubs. Kiwior is also gaining interest from a lot of clubs. Reece Nelson was apparently being close to signing to Fulham. We also right now are at a stage where it's clear Arsenal need to offload, and this is where I've said in my previous video, this is where Berta shows his class compared to Edu. I know Berta's done well in terms of signing players, and in Arsenal, let's be honest, we've not had. Or I know we've signed rubbish players over the years, but our main issue has been for a long time being able to offload players for a decent fee. Because every time we offload a player, it just looks like we just sell them for peanuts. Every time clubs just take the run around and they just basically rob us. They rob us right in front of us, and we can't do anything. But hopefully with Berta, we do see change. Now with Arsenal, there does seem like there are a few players on the transfer market, but a majority of the players, for me, in my opinion, it looks like whilst they are on the transfer market, Arsenal are not actively pushing to sell these players. And one thing I believe personally with Arsenal, I feel like sometimes we're too soft when it comes to selling players. I feel like we always try to do the right thing, taking players on tours, playing them, giving them minutes, trying to increase the value. And to be, in fact, just like some clubs, what they do, like the likes of Chelsea, they don't even take these players to pre-season. They literally say to them, stay home, find a new club. And I think sometimes Arsenal need to be a bit ruthless. And it's not like in terms of in a disrespectful way. I think Arsenal just need to be a bit more ruthless when it comes to selling players. It's just, we're taking these players. I'll give you the best example, Trossard, okay? Trossard is getting a lot of interest from a lot of clubs, okay? There has been reports that Dortmund were interested in him. But because we took him to the preseason, he now picked up an injury, and today he didn't even play for one of the training, so he wasn't present at the training. And this is a player that apparently is now on the transfer market. So a player that you wanted to sell or you're open to selling is now you can't sell because he's injured. Like, how does that help? Why did we? If that was the case, if we were so if we wanted to get rid of him, if we were open to selling him, why are we taking these players on preseason tour? Why are you taking players on a preseason tour who are not involved in your future plans? It just simply doesn't make sense why we do that. Why not take the core players who are going to feature next season to this preseason tour? And if there's not enough of them, if you're short numbers, take the academy, let that go. Take some players from the under 21, give them a chance to shine. Like, I don't understand why we always as a club have to take almost players that we're trying to sell onto preseason and risk them getting injured. And when they get injured, no one wants to sign them. Because we're already having struggle trying to sell half of these players. The likes of Fábio Vieira. I don't know how much you're going to get from him. Trossard, the Kiwior, like how much? It just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, for me, there's a few players I would keep from the list that we're trying to sell. And actually, there's only one, and that's Kiwior. I would not sell Kiwior. The reason why I wouldn't sell Kiwior is because of the fact that if I also sell him, guess what that means? That means now you need to replace him. So that means entering the market once again to try sign another defender. And guess what? We already have enough things to deal with. We're still trying to, sign a attacking midfielder. We're still potentially trying to sign a winger. Why are you going to add another defender onto your transfer list? Why are you going to add something else onto your shopping list? Keep your shopping list simple as possible. And that's why for me, I am in favor of keeping Kiwior. I think Kiwior is a decent player. I think when he does play, he plays okay. He plays to a good standard. We know what his standard is. He's cheap. We're only going for £50 million. And to be honest, if we're trying to sell him, I don't think the fees should be nothing. We should not accept anything below 30 to 40 million pounds or 35 to 40 million pounds. Konsa went to Leverkusen for 35 million pounds. And this guy, I don't even know how many games he played. And Kiwior is more experienced than Konsa, has played a lot more minutes than Konsa. So if we keep him to that standard, Kiwior is a £40 million defender. But it's time Arsenal start getting some money for our outgoings. No more loans with option to buy. Because what happens is, the majority of these players go on loan, they don't do well, and we get them back. Sambi, Reece Nelson, like we're having to take these players back. It's time to put these obligations, get some money for these players, because it does look like until we sell some of the players, what the reports are saying by the journalists, until Arsenal sell some players, we're not going to be able to sign anyone. I guess it's part of clearing the books, whatever it is. But we need to sell. And so let's get some money through the door. Let's start selling some of these players. If they don't want to, let's stop taking them to pre-season. Let them find a new club. Let's be a bit more ruthless. Because to be honest, I think we are up there as one of the worst selling clubs. I am seeing Manchester City, Chelsea sell players for crazy fees, players you've never heard of. They sold Dewsbury Hall for almost £30 million. Fábio Vieira has played more minutes than Dewsbury Hall in football, okay? Just in the last season, Fábio Vieira has been playing in the Champions League, he's been playing in Porto, he's been playing in a competitive league to some extent. We're not going to even get close to, maybe we'll be lucky if we even get £20 million for Fábio Vieira. So I think Arsenal, we just need to start getting some money for our players, because a club that's had so much talented players over the years. How is our record-breaking sale £40 million? How does that make sense when you look at the players and the talents we've had at this team? The likes of Van Persie, Fabregas, Alexis Sanchez, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mesut Ozil. We've had so many talented players come to the door. How is it that our record-breaking sale is only £30 million? It just doesn't make sense. And with Arsenal, I think the problem is our issue with players is the fact that we either keep them for too long or we don't sell them in the peak. That is the number one thing. And we tank players' values way too low because we just don't play them. Under Arteta, when he's not in favour of a player, he simply doesn't play them and they're just left to rot in the bench. And once that happens, is the value just decreases. So it's clear, man, Arsenal need to start getting some money for these players, because we need to invest into the team. We still need to invest into the team. As of now, we are probably closer to third than we are to the top of the league. And it's not crazy to say, but as of now, Arsenal, I wouldn't say Arsenal are favourites. Like, you'll still say Arsenal are third favourites to win the Premier League because of the business our rivals, Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool have all done. Especially Liverpool, look how much they're spending. And they're going to continue spending. They're probably going to sign Isaac. They're probably going to sign maybe another winger if they get rid of Darwin Núñez. And that's our rivals. And the gap is already big. And they're only... But yes, guys, that's just my thoughts. At the end of the day, let me know what you guys think. I don't know what you guys think. Comment what you think. Do you think we're going to get rid of these players? Because to be honest, look, 2 weeks till the season starts and still nothing in advance in terms of players outgoing. We're just seeing rumours, reports of deals being closed, but there's nothing really transpiring from it. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.